Alright, so owning a tuned BMW, more specifically owning a tuned BMW 335D. Let's go from the beginning really and explain to you guys why I even bought this 335D to begin with. So I was looking for something that's a comfortable highway cruiser, something with a lot of passing power, something I don't have to worry about, you know, can I pass this next car in front of me? If I'm on a 2-lane highway and you're kind of behind a slow truck or something and you gotta pass them, you're gonna want to know when you go for that throttle that you're gonna be able to pass them really quickly. So I was looking at, you know, powerful cars that I can go long distance with, that, you know, are going to be decent on fuel, so I don't have to be stopping every, you know, couple of hours to fill up. I like to just go. I like to go 4 or 5 hours straight before stopping. And so, you know, really limited my search. People were saying get an SUV, get a pickup truck, those are comfortable. Yeah, no doubt, those are definitely 100% comfortable. But all of my road trips seem to end up going through the mountains and going through very twisty roads. So I knew I wanted something sporty as well, something sporty and comfortable. Now, that's really a hard combination to come by, because we all know the Type R, and you know, if you don't know, I do own a Type R, a Honda 7 Type R, a new one. That's extremely sporty, very, very, very good on the back roads, but it's missing a couple of amenities for the highway. Most importantly, lumbar support. So the seats, great seats on the Type R, but they are missing lumbar support. So on long, you know, 2 or 3, 4 hour road trips, my back gets a little bit sore. You know, that's you can't get away from it. And I think that just goes with the design of the seat. You know, it has heavy bolstering. If they put lumbar support in, the bolstering won't work as well. So you pick and choose what you need, right? These seats in the BMW, very nicely bolstered. They hold you in place pretty well, but definitely not as well as the Type R. The thing is, they do have an amazing feature, which basically they have like a balloon inside of the seats, and it blows up, and you get all this beautiful lumbar support. Love it, so good. So, you know, that pretty much, when I saw the car and I drove it, that plus the power sold me on the car 100%. So stock, it has 275 horsepower and 425 foot-pounds of torque. That's a ton of torque. That's exactly what I was talking about when I meant passing power. Torque is what really helps you. You can get out of a dig and just go. So back to why I got this car. So when I drove it, it had the power I wanted, the comfort I wanted. It was a car, not an SUV, so I could take the twisties, I could have fun in it. And really, you know, it looked good. I think the E90 3 Series is probably the best 3 Series designed ever. You know, the E46 is a really good design one. I used to own an E30 325 IS, a 1989 325 IS in red. Let me show you a picture right now. Isn't that cool? That's the nice 325 IS. So anyway, yeah, so I owned that. I actually also owned a 2000 540i 6-speed, and that got me hooked on BMW as a perfect highway cruiser. Now the only problem with that 540 was the gas mileage. It got me like at best like 18 miles to the gallon. You know, not great, not bad for a big V8. It was a 4.4 liter V8. I love the torque, I love the speed, I love the sound of the V8. I kind of still wish I had it, but that's okay. Now, I decided in this car and I looked into it. One of the biggest problems that the 335D has is that the emission system that came in the US is basically an afterthought by BMW. So this same 335D from 2011 was sold only with a DPF in Europe. It was not sold with a urea injection system. So the ECU is different, the exhaust is different, you know, everything is different on the US version of the 335D versus this UK and Europe version. And the main reason is because US regulations are very, very, very strict, especially because of CARB, California Air Resource Board. So we got to follow CARB regulations, and therefore they put all these strict regulations on this car. So when BMW brought this car over, I don't know what they were thinking. So after about 60 to 70,000 miles, the car is caked with carbon, first and foremost. Second of all, the ECU has an overheating issue due to the fact that it's managing more things than it's supposed to be managing, than it's originally designed to be managing. And the other thing is that the urea injection system also has a lot of issues, clogging issues. The urea gets crystallized in there, and it's just, you gotta keep filling it up every once in a while. The car won't start if you don't fill it up right away. It's basically a big pain. That turned me off completely on the car, except when I found Beamer forums. Beamer forums is basically a forum for BMW owners. I joined up, I started reading, and I found that there was a huge section for fixing the 335D problems. So I looked into it, and I saw that not only can you fix the issues, you can basically permanently fix the issues and then tune the car for more power and make it more reliable than factory. So you get more power and make it more reliable and more fuel efficient than from the factory. Sign me up. So I did. So I went ahead, got the car, and this has been about 3 years ago I got the car, and it's been an awesome time. So I bought a certified pre-owned, so I did get a warranty on it. And that's the first thing about tuning a car. As soon as you basically tune a car, you can kiss that warranty goodbye, especially the way I did it. It's more power, so basically anything in the driveline system, if anything were to break, you're not going to be covered. So first and foremost, if you're tuning a car, you got to be aware it's definitely not going to be covered by warranty. Second thing, when you're tuning a car, you got to be very careful which tune you get, because if you ruin your car first, like I said, no more warranty. And number two, if you tune it improperly, you can have a catastrophic engine failure. So I did my research, and I got a place called BPC Tuning to tune my ECU. And at the time, J. Bull Diesel up in upstate New York was actually taking care of these cars. He was making downpipes for the car to replace the downpipe that it comes with. He installed them for you, and he did the whole process for a really decent amount of money. I think it was like $2,000 or something like that. Unfortunately, he's no longer doing that, but there are other people out there doing it, I'm sure. Now, so I did that, and for the last 2 years, the car has been tuned. And boy, oh boy, it is an awesome car. So right after that, I took it to a 12-hour road trip over to Michigan and back. And I got 42 miles to the gallon, and I was around 80 to 90 miles an hour the entire way. That's how good this car is on the highway. The other thing is, this car will for sure beat the Type R in a straight line, for sure. The biggest problem that this car currently has, and the next mod this car is going to get, is the LSD. It doesn't have a limited slip differential in the back. It has an open differential, so getting that power down can be difficult. So that's something I got to look into. The transmission in this car, very good transmission. It's the same exact transmission they use on the Rolls-Royce Phantom, and it just works really, really well. Shifts pretty well. You know, it's not a double clutch transmission, but it shifts pretty well. You put it in sport. Let's do it right now. Beautiful. Love it. Very quick shifts when you put it in sport. So, I mean, awesome car. Now, any issues arising from the tune? Absolutely not. As long as you get the right tuner, as long as you do your homework when tuning your BMW, make sure that the tuner knows what they're doing and you don't do anything crazy. I basically went for one of the safer tunes. I could push the car to 650 foot-pounds of torque and close to 500 horsepower. I don't want to do that. That to me sounded a little too much for the stock turbos and stock internals. That's how you start getting into trouble. As the car sits, I've pushed it a lot. I've driven it 20,000 miles on this tune, and it has no issues at all. Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this car can do on a twisty uphill. So, put it in sport mode. Let's see how this car does in this little hill climb. That's some brutal power. Oh boy. This kind of power gets you in trouble. It's so well planted on the turns. You know, for a car that weighs 3,600 pounds, it feels really good. It's definitely not as exciting as the Type R or the S2000 for sure. But the acceleration, woo, it's good. It is really good. And this transmission's really good too for being an automatic. That's 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2. Turbos are spooled up. Let's go. Oh yeah. Brakes work really, really well. Oh, so good. I would say once I get a limited slip differential in this car, get some really nice sticky summer tires, upgrade the brake pads, this car will really wake up. Can't wait till we do that. As you saw there, this car is a ton of fun pretty much anywhere, but especially on Twisty Uphill, because this is the M Sport package car. So it's got the bigger brakes, it's got the upgraded suspension, it's got it lowered, it's got the bigger wheels, rims, whatever, same thing. And it's just a great car, a great package really for what it is. This is my highway daily driver. For that purpose, this is the best 3 Series ever made. Great gas mileage, insane amount of power, great brakes, great suspension, great tires, great wheels. Awesome, awesome car. Couple of issues that you do need to look out for, even when you tune it, or especially when you tune a 335D, is the center balance shaft. There's a rubber bushing that all the belts get on, and that rubber bushing gets old and cracks, and you're left without air conditioner, without power steering, without alternator. Basically your car breaks down. You gotta fix that, you gotta change that. The other thing is carbon buildup. If you don't have this car tuned, you gotta look out for carbon buildup. You gotta clean it out basically every 40 to 60,000 miles, depending on how you drive. The harder you drive, the less carbon buildup you're gonna get. And yeah, as long as you keep up with regular maintenance, you know, you have to change the transmission fluid every 60 to 80,000 miles for sure. You have to make sure you change the engine oil every 10,000 miles or so, and you got to be on top of the fuel filter every 2 oil changes. So every 20,000 miles or so, change the fuel filter, and you're gonna be good to go with this car. This car has given me no issues at all. Everything has been perfect. The air conditioner has worked perfectly. Everything has worked perfectly. I really can't find a fault with this car yet, and I drive this car like I drive every other car that I own, pretty hard. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps it up there. If you have any questions, as always, put it down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.